Hi, this is Jane from Golden House Tarot, and this reading is for Sagittarius for April 2018. The cards that we've drawn are the Knight of Cups, the Tower, the Three of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, the Ten of Wands, the Priest or the Hierophant, the Five of Cups, Seven of Wands, and the Four of Cups. The Knight of Cups represents the arrival of something new into your life. It could also represent a person, usually a younger person, somebody with very good intentions but not necessarily the follow through. It's about change, but it's about artistic change or creative change, and it's something that makes you feel good about yourself. The Tower is about upheaval. It's about change that's imposed on us and change that we're not expecting. What happens with the Tower is that some things just fall over because they're just not meant to be in your life anymore. And what they do is they make space for something new. The thing about the Tower, it's not just change or a changing cycle. It's usually something that you're not expecting, and sometimes something that you're not really wanting. But it always works out that it's happened to take us to a better place. It lets you let go of things that are not serving you anymore. The best way to deal with the Tower really is to go with the flow. The Three of Pentacles is a lovely card. For me, it's about building, it's architecture, it's planning. It's a card that reflects skills, but it's also a card that reflects that many hands make light work. So as long as you share a common purpose, you will achieve more by working with other people. It's a teamwork sort of card, but it's a very action card, completion card, even though it's number 3, because it means that your plans are moving towards completion. Here we have the Nine of Wands. This can indicate that you're feeling battle worn, a little tired, that you seem to be just fighting one battle after the next. But you know, life's full of obstacles and battles. The thing to do is to choose the ones you want to fight. It's got to be something that really matters to you. But when the Nine of Wands comes, it's saying to you that you're tougher than you think. You've got lots of stamina. You're nearly at the end. And here we have the end, the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is where we start to feel really burdened. But the problem with the Ten of Wands is that a lot of those burdens are not our burdens, they're other people's. It's when we choose to decide that, you know, we're the only ones that can do something. We won't, you know, divest ourselves of anything. We won't ask people for help. We think we've got to fix everybody's problems. You've got the 9 here and the 10, which says to me that, you know, what's probably going to come down is the fact that you can no longer manage everybody's life for them. You know, and Sagittarius is a fire sign, and usually a sign that's very engaged with their own interests and their own well-being. But they like to control things. And here you may find that you're going to be asked to let go, or at least to cooperate with other people and not take it all on board yourself. The Hierophant or the Priest in this deck is a card that speaks of spirituality. It can be a teacher or a mentor. So if you're doing something and you feel like you need help or professional help, this card is advising that. If it's about you, then it should be about you stopping and listening to your inner voice and your intuition, stepping back and just having a think about what direction do I want this to change to take me in. Because the Five of Cups is saying that you're feeling like there's something missing, something's not working for you. It can be a card of regret. You know, sometimes when things change and we're not ready for the change, we feel like we've missed an opportunity. But with the Five of Cups, you've got to recognize that You know, 3 of the cups may have spilt, but the other 2 are still full, which means that you still have options. You still have things that you can do. You still have a lot of things in your life that are of value, and it's very important to focus on that. Here we have the 7 of Wands. It's the card of determination, standing your ground, you know, defending yourself, fighting the tough battle. But sometimes with the 7 of Wands, we're just a little bit too determined. We're putting up barriers that we don't need to always put up. In saying that, I think because you've got the 7, the 9 and the 10 of Wands all here, what that says to me is that you have felt kind of besieged, and you're ready now, I think, to change that, to move from that, but you don't know what you want. Because the 4 of Cups it's kind of means that you felt almost been in this sort of stuck in a rut, or a little bored, or the options that you have are not the ones that you want. Sometimes when the 4 of Cups comes out, it's saying that, you know, we have a picture of what's going to work for us, what we want in life, and options come along, but they're just not quite the right option that we had in mind. So we think if we wait a little bit longer, the perfect solution will come along. That doesn't happen. What happens is you have to take things step by step. The 4 of Cups is saying that there are options there that will work just as well for you. They might not take you in one step to the completion, but they'll take you further along the road that you need to travel, and that perhaps you're missing some of these options because you're stuck on the view of perfection at the end. You have to make sure that what you desire isn't already in front of you when the 4 of Cups comes up. Now, if I look at these cards in a pattern, what I would say was happening for you, Sagittarius, in April is that there is change coming. But I think it's change that will take you away from this feeling besieged and feeling like you're just always up against it, and that you have too much to do. And that's probably what's precipitating this change. Now, whether the change is about where you live or where you work or your own personal well-being, that's an individual matter for different Sagittarius. But what it's saying is that you have to let go of some of these burdens, because really it's just draining you. It's really making you unable to see the good options that are there for you. If you need some professional help, whether it's you know, an accountant, a real estate agent, you know, a mechanic, or a guidance counselor, this is saying look for it, and it will help you get through this change. It's going to be slow and steady pace, but that's good, because that allows you time to build the future that you want to build. You have here a card that says there are people around that want the same future as you, people that you can work with cooperatively and that will have the same vision as you. You've got the options, you just have to jump from here to here, and that requires you to stop looking at the things that aren't working or that you've lost. Okay, it's not happened, move on. Move on from those things. The same here, you know, you've stood your ground for a long time, and you've felt burdened, but that's because you're carrying things that you don't need to carry anymore. I think that April will be a month that moves you forward in a different direction, takes you along a new path, slowly but steadily, and I think that you'll be very happy with the outcome. It means that there's some decisions to be made and there's some negotiations to happen. But I think you're going to have a great month, Sagittarius. I hope you do, and I hope that by the end of it you feel a whole lot less burdened. Have a great month.